Your request is my demand. Your wish is my demand. Your request is my demand. No, it's actually your wish is my demand.
I'm not
Your
the
wish is
king.
my command. No, that's what it is. Your wish is my command. Yeah, Traum. I've tried this, but sadly, even if your avatar is dances for like 10 hours, it doesn't actually come across into the real world. I'm sorry to tell you. So Tough Guy has indeed asked where I am. And Pratik. Is that Pratik from the website? Let's find out.
Then is this, what is this kind of dance?
Oh, April should answer that. April,
Irish.
can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Well done. You made it.
No.
Now,
Yes? I know you.
Well, she's got a white dot now. April, can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, I've got it
There you
now.
are. Rima has a question for you. Rima, ask your question again.
April, what kind of dance is it? Is this what we are playing right now?
Line dancing?
Live dancing.
Yeah, line dance?
Line or
Line? Line.
Oh, okay.
Line.
Hi, Shiny. Hello, Pratik. Hi, Tough Guy.
What's that? I don't get it, sorry. I mean, line, yeah, I mean, but...
Yeah, line dancing. That's what you dance in a line.
I think that you were asking about the rhythm or something like that.
No, the actual dance is line dancing because everybody dances in a line. Hello, Tough Guy. You found
Yeah.
us. Hi, Shiny. Hello, Pratik. Nice to see you.
Okay, no, I was thinking about the movements, you know, maybe something in particular, but yeah.
Okay, Pratik, have you got my message? I'll explain why in a minute. Yay, thank you very much. Okay, accepted. Okay, we've had a bit of an issue. Somebody came to... I was just in Kitely doing what I sometimes do, and somebody came along and said they were somebody from the forum, and they weren't. Okay, because of course people can see your forum names, and it didn't last long. But what I'm doing now is when people first come from the forum, I just need them to confirm their email to me in a private message. It's not me being funny, it's just me being careful. Okay. So I hope, Tough Guy, you can hear us. Can we hear you?
Yes.
Excellent. Good. Pratik, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Yeah.
Hey, good
Hello.
stuff. Hello.
Thank you.
Welcome to Kitely. And Shiny in the corner. Can you hear us? Can we hear you? Ooh, no Shiny. What's going on? Shiny. Oh, lag. Okay, you can hear us. Okay, just maybe try sitting or just standing. Don't move about. Okay. You can try speaking as well. Okay, I'm going to stand up now. I'm getting tired. Pratik, if you're wondering why everybody is dancing, if you sit on this platform, it automatically takes control of your avatar and animates it into a line dance. Okay? So it's quite funny. It can be fun. Yeah, there he goes. And automatically you know all the steps. It's fantastic. What do you think, April? If you were judging this as a competition, are they good?
Not really.
Hey, you're such a tough judge.
Really? I want to see you
Really,
realize
April?
that you
Really?
this.
Oh dear, April, you're in trouble now.
I'm the expert, you know.
This is true. I have to bow to your expertise. I have no idea to judge such things. Pronunciation, yeah,
But we
okay.
have to correct.
You have to... Okay, so I've sent friendship and I'll send an offer of the group as well. Okay, when I send you an offer to the group, it's just so, it's not necessary today, but in the future, if you want to come to a reading session or a drama session when we're in a different sim, you'll, one, need to be on my friend list to ask for a teleport, and two, be in the group list to find out where we are, because I send out group messages. So just accept the friendship offer and just accept the invitation to the group. Okay, so today we're going to carry on with our little play. Last week, can anybody remember what we discussed last week?
And now I'm confused, Lynn. Where have we learned bloody hell? Is it here or is it tomorrow? Or is it tomorrow?
Why are you asking, April? I saw a comment where somebody was saying, "You're swearing." Yeah, it's a difficult one, but some people get a pass because they've spent so much time in Australia. Okay, and I think it was actually, it might have been this session. It might have been probably the Wednesday session when we were talking about swearing and how people swear in Australia. Okay, and bloody hell is kind of very mild now in comparison with how it was dealt with in the past. In the past, it was considered a very strong swear word with it, and not to be said by polite people. But now it's just like a normal swear word, just a normal word, an everyday word. But there are words you don't want to say. Okay, April? Well, we're all adults, aren't we? You know, I don't approve of it. I wouldn't put it on the website. I wouldn't post it up as a thing because people might think it's inappropriate. But yeah, at the end of the day, they're only words. Okay, April? And remember, you can look,
okay,
you can look at the
because-
recording if you want to be absolutely
Yeah.
certain.
Because you said this morning about disappointed, so I think about disappointed. When we talk about disappointed, dissatisfied, it was about bloody hell, no? Or is it? Or am I wrong? I don't know anymore, Monique.
No, it was about disappointed and that feeling because of the Stonehenge, and so
Yeah.
from that particular event or unfortunately event, we started to talk about disappointment. Yeah.
That's right. That's what we were talking
okay.
about last week. We were talking about the feeling of disappointment, and what sort of things disappoint us. Sadly, I don't know if you've looked at the recording, but it didn't actually record my voice for all sorts of reasons. But I've checked today, and it is recording me and you. So it shouldn't be quite as one-sided as it was last week. That was so funny. I was like, what's going on? I still don't know what happened, but I figured it out. It happened at the end of the reading session on the Monday. And if you listen to last week's reading session, towards the end, suddenly people are reacting to something nobody can hear. So at some point my sound went and it was recording everybody but not me. But anyway, that's life. That is life. Okay, so when you're disappointed, we were talking about how you can react to disappointment. Now, we've got our little model of Stonehenge here, which proved to be somewhat of a disappointment. I think everybody will agree, having seen the original. But how do you react to such a huge disappointment? And are you right to be disappointed? Is it logical to be disappointed with it, considering what the artist said? Now, some of you haven't got the text, so let me find it for you. I think it's the band, isn't it? So we've got the band. Okay, so yeah, let me, Pratik, you haven't got the note card. Now, when I share a note card with you, okay, just accept it. Okay, and then you can open it. There's 2 for this drama. Has anybody else not got the 2 note cards for the drama? There's the band Stonehenge and the band Stonehenge Part 2.
Yep.
You got it? Good. Anybody who hasn't got it, just type in the local chat. You haven't, tough guy. Okay. I'll send you a copy. You neither. Okay. I bet you've got more than one copy in your inventory now, but there you go. Everybody else got them both? Okay, so the promoter and the artist were speaking in the part 2. And the artist was presenting what the promoter thought was a scale model of what had been requested, a model of Stonehenge, until he realises that from what the artist is saying, when he reacts to, well, this is the piece, and the promoter goes, this is the piece? He goes, yes. Are you telling me that this is it? This is the scenery? Have you ever been to Stonehenge? Which is a sarcastic question, of course. And of course the poor artist, well, yeah, this is what you asked for. This is the specifications. So how well handled was the promoter's complaint, do you think? Do you think he complained well? He says, this is insane. This isn't a piece of scenery, it's a toy.
It depends. But it depends on. We don't see the order of the promoter. What did he ask the artist actually? He just gave them this small little maquette. Maquette, is that an English word? Maquette.
Model.
Model.
Yeah, this is a small. Okay. If you read the text, okay, the artist says, look, I was supposed to build it 18 inches high. This is what I was asked to build, 18 inches. Right here, it's specified 18 inches. I was given this napkin. Okay, so the artist is being quite defensive at this complaint and trying to say, well, look, this is what you asked for. You gave me a napkin with a design on it, and it said 18 inches high, and that's what he built. Very nicely, too. I think it's a lovely model.
Yeah, he's right. I think he's correct.
So how about the promoter? He goes, forget that, stuff the napkin. Stuff your napkin, stuff your proof. So how would you think he's dealing with the disappointment? How do you think he's coping, making this complaint? What could he do better, maybe?
I think it is hard for an artist to hear that his product isn't the one the customer wanted to get.
Why particularly an artist, Traum? Why do you think it's particularly difficult for an artist?
So for me, an artist is the one who made this sculpture or a picture, or an actor is also an artist. Who a performance or produce something.
Yeah, but why do you think it's... You said, I think it's difficult for an artist to be told that
Not for Anne, sondern for this artist, for this special artist, we have the story. I mean, I haven't seen the story before, and I bet you all have read it and discussed it, but I just read some lines, and the promoter doesn't find the product so great as the artist does. Am I right?
yeah, the promoter's very unhappy at the result. What they were imagining was a full life-size model of Stonehenge on stage, something really amazing, eye-catching, this concept album, something that was going to go, people would go, wow, not something people would go, oh look, it's a cute little model of Stonehenge, how sweet. Oh, isn't it cute? Look, you got little people in there. So, disappointment. So what we've got here is somebody complaining, but complaining in such a way that the person they're complaining to gets defensive. Okay. So to be defensive. Do you know what that means if you're defensive?
Defender, like defender.
Yeah, like in
Defend
football.
In football. Defend their goals.
Yeah, trying to find...
From the strikers.
That's right, and trying to make up excuses or trying to work out an excuse for why they've done this so that they don't look bad. We hate... I don't know about you, but nobody wants to look bad, do they? You know, Japan, Shiny often describes in Japan about saving face. Yeah, very important to save face, not to seem at fault for anything. And no artist, as Traum said, the artist, it's very difficult because he's put his heart and soul into it. He's presenting it thinking they'll be delighted. So he's also disappointed. His expectations of being told how brilliant he... And artists do have what we call an artistic temperament. Have you ever heard that phrase? An artistic temperament?
Nope.
Okay. Can you imagine, just from the words in there, what it might mean?
That if audience doesn't enjoy in their achievement, they're lost the temper. They're like disappointed. They feel disappointed because no one evaluates their work. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they
Or
take...
because you are an artist, or you have a special temperament because you are an artist, or not?
Yeah,
I don't
it's more... It's a little bit... Yeah, there's pride in it. There's a little bit of what Rima said in it. There's what you said in it. I mean, some people take it as being a bad, negative thing. But it's about being sensitive, maybe overly sensitive, overly emotional, okay? And it's a difficult one to describe if you're a tough person. Yeah, if you can take criticism, it's difficult to put yourself in the feelings of somebody who finds it mortifying, is actually hurt physically and mentally by being criticised. Some artists, some actors and artists don't read criticism, they don't read critics, they don't, because they know it would hurt them so much. So, can you think of
Is
any
that good
people who
policy?
might be artistic? Do you know anyone with an artistic temperament?
Sure. Yeah. There is always someone like this.
Sometimes called a
Yeah.
drama queen, and that goes for guys and women. Everybody a little bit, April. What do you mean, everybody a little bit?
For example, if I suggest something and I have done my best to do or to think about that suggestion, and nobody want to hear me or want to listen to me, or I don't get any response, not good feedback, then my artistic temperament will appear, I think. Then I will be dissatisfied, disappointed, a little bit angry, defensive. Then I will be really defensive, I think. That is, everybody has it a little bit in their character, I think. Nobody wants a bad feedback if they have done something, even if it is not, because according to us, our what we have done is always the best.
But what if there is no answer, like no one react on something?
Yeah, no feedback, yeah. No feedback,
but there is no necessity for defense because no one responds. Actually, for me, it's like, you can't defend if no one attack you, like, because, as you said, no feedback, like no one follow it. You got what I. Because you said like no feedback, like why you have to defense if no one attack you, like in other hand, if that would be like different situation, if someone you wrote or you said something and someone will want to quarrel with you or something, that's the case, like you said, but if you have no response.
It is not necessary to be an attack. Just by not doing anything, not saying anything about you, about your job, about your creation, that is already a little bit an attack to your job, to your personality. Maybe you will think, oh no, they don't like me, and you can be.
Okay. Like you are shunned or ignored. Okay.
Yeah, I think April's actually saying, Lynn, I've posted something and you haven't replied to me again.
That's it, Lynn.
Next time, put vote up.
Yeah, no, just send me the link. Send me the link in a private message, then I'll get round to it. Otherwise, yes, no, I don't look at everything in the website. I get there eventually. Somebody said to me, "Oh my God, you just liked my post. I posted it a year ago." I said, "Yeah, I just read it. I liked it." I get a lot of posts, so I'm not ignoring you. But if you think something's particularly good, from somebody else as well, remember. Frank does it a lot, by the way. Frank says, "Oh, Lynn, have you seen this? It's really good," or "You might find it interesting." So it helps me to kind of just get through the highs and hellos.
Yeah, just that word, well done. It's already make you happier, actually. So if you don't, I did it also a lot, I think, because in a chat, for example, if somebody says something or writes something, I sometimes don't give any feedback because I think there are already a lot of answers there. Silence is golden, so if I don't say anything, that means that I like it.
Yeah, exactly. If I haven't said anything about it, I like it. No, I mean, it is one of the reasons I like the reactions on the forum, like, vote up, all the positive reactions you can get at lol, whatever. It's good, but the reason I don't like it is people, if you don't click on something, then people think, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Why haven't you liked it? But I can't go through liking every single hi and hello. I really can't. Well done makes people happy, yes, especially if you won a session. I haven't done the draw yet for last week, so oh my goodness. Don't remind me about I nearly had a nervous breakdown during last week's radio game. Oh, don't. Anyway.
It was a great game.
It was good fun because everybody was talking about it. But oh my goodness. Whoever wins it, they deserve a double session. I think maybe I'll give a session to everybody who took part because of the hassle everybody had to go through. I'm thinking about it, by the way. I am actually considering just giving a session
Good
to
idea.
everybody.
I
Yes,
support
you would
you.
say that, wouldn't you, Rima? But no, just for persevering through. Was there an intro? Was there an outro? When does it end? Poor Rupsil. He gave me a whole hour's
What is
playlist
outro?
once. A whole hour he'd been
What's
listening.
outro is?
I felt so guilty. So anyway, I've got to consider how to do that. But I'm thinking that I will do it. Okay. I drink red dress. Yes. That was a good one. I like that one. Okay, so let's have a little bit of reading. Okay, so I'd like you each to take a sentence. And this is about what is a creative person. And it's from a blog written about Van Gogh. Van Gogh. Van Gogh. Van Gogh. I don't know. I always used to say Van Gogh. Oh, I can't say that. Van Gogh. Van Gogh. But I always say Van Gogh, but some people say Van Gogh and other people say Van Gogh. Oh my goodness. I hurt my throat. Okay, so, and he was what you would call a creative personality, had an artistic temperament, so much so that allegedly he cut off his own ear. I mean, that's a pretty strong reaction to criticism, isn't it? To not getting what you want, to not being acknowledged. So there is a little bit of a, has this person got a problem aspect to this artistic temperament, okay? Okay, so let's see who's going to be first to read. Let me put up the post. And then first person who said hello to me, I think in text, was Traum. Traum, would you like to read the first sentence, please?
Okay, just the first one.
Yes, please.
Pursuits are creative avenue, sometimes described as having artistic inclinations.
Yeah, artistic inclinations. If you have an inclination towards something, you're drawn towards it. Okay? So if you have artistic inclinations, you're drawn towards singing or music or painting or expressing yourself artistically. Okay? Pursues a creative avenue. Do you want to just say that part of the sentence again? That fragment. Traum.
Could you repeat the
Yeah, I've
first
just
word?
typed it up.
Yes.
Pursues a creative avenue.
Pursues are creative avenue.
Okay, not
Avenue.
pursues. It's not per as in like per person. Okay, when it's per person, it's like, you know, if you're dividing something and there's one piece per person, there you get that stress on the per. This is just pursuit or pursues.
Pursues.
That's better.
Pursues.
Yeah. Slightly different stress. Totally changes the meaning. Okay? So, pursues a
Okay.
creative avenue. Good. So, Traum, then I think it was Rima, wasn't it? Ooh, 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 ooh.
And what pursues a creative avenue means?
Okay, if you go down a particular avenue in your life, it means you take a particular path, not physically, but you know, I've taken several avenues in my life. I'd love to be creative. I'm just not very good at it, so I didn't follow that path. Okay, it's like your career path. We often talk about career paths. Okay, so if you pursue a creative avenue, it's like you decide, I want to work in a creative industry. I want to be an artist. I want to be an actor. I want to be a singer. You're pursuing a creative path, a creative avenue. Okay?
Oh, okay. Like to follow that.
To follow that.
To achieve.
dream, if you like. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. Thanks.
Good. Okay, so Rima, if you could read the next 2 sentences, please.
2 sentences. Okay. From prefers to work alone.
Yes.
That's fun. Okay. Prefers to work alone. Shows of prophecies a love of nature.
Yeah, shows or professes a love of nature. Touchy-feely. Have you ever heard this phrase? Yeah? She's very touchy-feely.
Is it sensitive?
Yes. A touchy-feely person feels things, but tactile, likes to hold you, likes to hug you, likes to hold your hand, always touching you. You know, people touch you on the shoulder, on the arm when they're talking to you. Touchy-feely. And artistic people tend to be touchy-feely. Very good. Number 4, Monique. Okay, if you'd like to read 4 and 5.
Okay. Mood swings at an unpredictable times. Relationships with people have a low priority behind their work, their art, and their own problems.
What do you read that as being? I mean, mood swings. How would you describe somebody who has lots of mood swings?
Bipolar.
Well, that's... I know people who have mood swings who are, that's extreme. Yeah, that's extreme. However, a lot of people have said, you know, some artistic people do exhibit some mental issues, shall we say, some that could be professionally diagnosed, maybe. So yeah, bipolar, obsessive compulsive, that kind of thing. But if somebody just generally, you're never quite sure whether they're going to be in a good mood or a bad mood, how could you describe them? One word.
Variable? No.
Not weird. Weird can describe all sorts of strange behaviour. Some people say I'm weird. I'm not, however, this word, or very rarely. It's got the word mood in it. Moody.
Something about...
Just moody.
Okay.
Yeah? Oh, she's so moody, or he's so moody. Mardy Bum. Remember that song? Arctic Monkeys? Hello, Mardy Bum. Somebody's moody. It generally means that they're quite often... You're never quite sure whether they're going to be in a good mood or a bad mood. Okay? So mood swings at unpredictable times. Moody. And then the relationship with people have a low priority behind their work. Do you know anybody like that? Are you like that? Do you ignore your friends for your work? Anybody? Any of you? Come on, be honest.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's not easy to live with people who are moody types.
No.
I think it's not so easy.
It's not. I mean, I'm lucky. I would say hubby can be moody, but only in the mornings. Okay, so tiptoe around the house in the morning. Take him a cup of tea. Don't expect him to talk to you, and he's fine the rest of the day. I think I'm kind of lucky. But if he was like that all the time, we would not be married. We would not be celebrating our wedding anniversary this weekend. Morning mood. Yeah, exactly, April. Morning mood. He's not a morning person. He's more of a night owl. And I'm a morning person, so that's not so good. Monique, do you know anybody who is so obsessed with their work that they ignore their friends and family?
Yeah, some friends. Some of
Yeah.
my friends, they became that way.
Oh,
So,
became that way.
really
Oh dear.
obsessive.
Oh dear.
Yeah, bit obsessive, you know, when you really want to do something and it's just my work and I want to more and I want to be like this or I want to that the position or you know, yeah, it's kind of as I told you obsessive somehow,
Yeah,
and they forget everything.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily people with an artistic temperament that can end up in this trap. People who suddenly want power obsessively can do the same. Inventors can do the same. They get so... I call it falling down the rabbit hole. I can sometimes do this myself when I'm trying to sort a problem out. Doing this HTTPS for the website got me like that. So I was spending far too long on the computer every evening, every morning. Not so bad when I'm on my own at home, that's fine. But when hubby comes home and I'm still going on the computer, you know, it's not good. He was feeling a bit left out, bless him.
But it depends also. Relationship with people have a low priority. It depends on what they asked me to do. For example, last week I think my friend says, would you like to go with me to a concert? But I don't like that at the evening, so I made excuses just to avoid being going.
Oh, careful! We're streaming.
Just to avoid going to that event actually. So I said no, I can't because it was Saturday evening and it could be taking place up to 12 o'clock, I think. And I said no, because on Sunday it is already a daylight saving time, so I have to sleep 1 hour earlier, and I have to go to the Netherlands at 9. So it means that it is 8 o'clock. So I want to have a rest in the evening. I didn't because I watched TV that Saturday night. But it is just that I don't like to go there. If they ask me, for example, or can you bring me to the doctor? I will do that. So it is the priority is so different. It depends on what they ask me to do, I think.
Yeah, but I think what we're talking about here is people who do this a lot. I mean, once in a while, just being a little sort of like concerned about yourself and what you want is not bad. You shouldn't always be at people's beck and call, and you shouldn't always be willing to do whatever they want to do if you don't feel like it. But then you should just say to them, no, I don't feel like it. No, I don't. No, thanks a lot, but not this weekend. I'll give you a rain check. But yeah, that was your guilt that made you make up all those excuses, April. Okay, so I think that can happen with anybody, not just artistic people. Okay, April, would you like to read 6 and 7?
Yes. Although intelligent, they often aren't very wise in the practical ways of the world. Swings between periods of tremendous energy and long periods of rest.
Okay, do you recognise yourself in there at all?
No, yeah, because if you take a long periods of rest, it makes you lazy, and you are not motivated again to do something. So I hate that. I try to avoid that because it is dangerous, I think. Long periods of rest and then short period of active. No, that is dangerous.
Okay, what about you guys? Anybody recognise this in themselves or in somebody they know? I mean, how would you describe somebody who is wise in the practical ways of the world? What kind of intelligence is that to be kind of good at dealing with the real world?
Like socializing with people. Maybe
not
they are
just
not
being
good at
practical. For example, hubby is very clever. He's musically inclined, artistically. Doesn't play, but he's got better ear than me. He's also, can do stuff I can't do, but he's also very practical in that, he did try to fix the sink. Okay, it wasn't his fault that when he undid the pipework it all crumbled away. It needed to crumble away. It's better that it did then than later. But if he'd had the parts and if he wasn't going to London, he would have tried to fix it himself, because he's practical and he knows when to do something and when not to do something. And I've got a word for that kind of intelligence. It's 2 words to make a phrase. Any ideas? Charm's dancing away.
Is that what you said, having 2 left hands, Lily? Or 2 left arms? I don't know.
Well, we have a saying 2 left feet when somebody's clumsy. To have 2 left feet.
Feet?
Yeah.
We say it hands.
Okay, when we say 2 left feet, you've got 2 left feet, it means you're clumsy. It doesn't mean you're good with your hands. We do have a saying, he's good with his hands, and it's not rude. It just means he's practical, he can fix things. He's good with his hands. It doesn't mean you're going to get a massage every night, so don't be disappointed. If somebody tells you he's very good with his hands, go on then. And you're like, well, what do you want fixing? I'll put up a shelf. Okay, we call it common sense. People who have common sense. Highly underrated.
Then I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
To have 2 left feet. Can I ask, please? You wrote to have 2 left feet. Clumsy.
Yeah.
Clumsy. Is it like the Pinocchio with his nervous feet, or is it? I didn't understand it. Sorry. Or is? Do you mean? It's a person. We also say he has 2 left hands. Then I know, okay, when the person cooks anything in my kitchen, then it will end up in a mess.
Okay, I've never heard 2 left hands, honestly. I've only heard 2 left feet, but, I don't know everything in the world. By clumsy, I mean, for example, Traum, you're dancing beautifully there. Both your feet are coordinated. If you imagine if you only had 2 left feet, you'd be tripping over your own feet, you'd be falling down, you'd be knocking things over. So that's what I mean by clumsy, okay? So, for example, I am a bit clumsy, and... oh, no, hang on, let me stand up. So if I was to dance this, I'd be kind of doing that. Sorry. Sorry. No, sorry.
Okay, I understand. But is there a word in the English language to name something who is not so good at working with its hand? So
all fingers and thumbs. Okay, if somebody is all fingers and thumbs, they can't manipulate things very easily. And you can have it temporarily. If you suddenly drop something, you can say, oh, I'm all fingers and thumbs today.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. So that can be more sort of, if you've got 2 left, okay, if you have 2 left feet and you're all fingers and thumbs, you're in real trouble. Don't go outside. Stay in. Okay, you're a danger to yourself and everybody around you. Yes, Rima?
Yes, for me, it's to have 2 left feet is understandable, but all fingers and thumbs, because
you'd think that would be a good thing, wouldn't you?
No, maybe I try to figure it out why you say it like maybe just because you have just physically and have no function in them, like why you say it like all fingers and thumbs to show that one person is so clumsy with their hands.
Okay, well imagine, if you had more than 2 thumbs and more than 4 fingers on each hand, how difficult it would be to coordinate that. Okay. And you had no palm. Your fingers and thumbs went all the way up. It'd be just like tentacles on an octopus. It'd be like all over the place, maybe.
Oh, so you mean without palm, okay?
Well, I don't know. I didn't invent the phrase, but if you imagine
okay,
that,
okay.
it gives you an idea. Or if you've got more fingers than you actually need. I mean, I'm bad enough with the 10 digits on each 10 digits that I have. I can be all fingers and thumbs sometimes. I can be quite clumsy, I'm afraid. I'm not the most elegant of people. Sad but true.
It's like, for example, when you use that phrase "butterfingers."
Yeah,
Is it related?
Butterfingers
That's me.
is similar. Yeah, but that means you drop things a lot. That's when you drop things a lot. So it's more specific.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Oh,
Exactly.
okay. Oh,
Yeah, so
Butterfingers.
always
When you...
when I'm exactly when I'm around the family and oh my gosh, no, please, Monica's here. Butterfingers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I'm always dropping things, especially drinks and stuff like that. So it's always a mess. But
Well,
yeah,
I
sometimes
hope
I'm
that
proud about
Chinese...
my fingers.
I hope that Chinese removal people aren't all fingers and thumbs with 2 left feet and Butterfingers, otherwise they'll break all her stuff. Actually, you tend not to work in a job like that if you have those particular afflictions. Gosh, how did we get onto that? Okay, next then, I'll post it up again. Shiny, can you read, or is that impossible for you today?
Lynn, you were about to ask about common sense. Common sense.
Oh yes, no, I was just telling you, common sense is the sort of practical side of intelligence. I know a lot of very clever people, but they show absolutely no sign of common sense whatsoever. They're so impractical. They can't even buy a bus ticket without a big tralala. They have no common sense. Common sense is like, getting up, going to bed, having regular meals, and a lot of the artistic people I know, they keep very odd hours, then they wonder why they're always tired, and they eat badly, and they wonder why they aren't fit, they don't exercise, they've got, and they'll say to me, oh gosh, I've put on so much weight. I say, I've been eating chocolate for 2 weeks. Where's your common sense? Okay? Okay, Shiny. Artistic people. An artistic person. Oh, hang on. It's not going to... Here's your sentence.
Are both introverted and extroverted, which basically means that they don't get on well with others.
Yeah, being introverted and extroverted. It's like being a push-me-pull-you. Okay, basically, Shiny. Basically.
Basically.
Very good, yes. I mean, how can you be introverted and extroverted? Any ideas?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Look,
You
but
choose,
why?
basically, where to, or the people, or the moment, or the occasion, where to be introverted or extroverted. I don't get that part.
Well, when they go on in this, they were talking about Van Gogh. He actually loved meeting people, so he was an extrovert, but he was very easily offended. So in that way, he was very introverted. So he spent a lot of time on his own because he avoided people because he knew they'd upset him, even though he wanted. But he only wanted people who kind of thought he was fantastic and marvelous and wonderful. Okay, so yes, and he was very impractical. He couldn't figure out how to sell his work. He just wanted to create. He wanted to be creative, but he didn't want to deal with the side of being creative enough to make a living. That's why he suffered greatly. He really did. He needed a good wife or a manager to help him out. But he wouldn't take advice either. So it happens. It does. It does happen. Yes, I corrected from is to are because I wasn't sure to say an artistic personality is or artistic personalities are.
Is it because is both? Are both, I mean. Did you correct it because of it?
No, because you can say an artist is both introverted and extroverted, or artists are both introverted and extroverted. So an artist in particular, an artist in general, or all artists. Okay? And artistic personalities are both introverted and extroverted. And I agree with that. And I think sometimes moody goes into that as well, Monique. If you're moody, yeah, you're in a good mood, you want to party. And if you're in a bad mood, it's leave me alone. Yeah?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's not like you make yourself an introverted person or an extroverted person. So I think it's more like this.
Yeah, could be. I think you can do a lot about being both. His brother, yes, April, his brother was his manager really and his friend and his confidant and tried to do a lot for him, but must have been a very difficult person to deal with. Okay. The next sentence, who hasn't read? Pratik, can you read? Can you read for us? Are you with us, Pratik? Have you got mic still? You're very quiet, so I'm a bit worried. Pratik? No? Okay, tough guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you'd like to read the sentence.
Okay. Tries to be androgynous and blends characteristics of both genders.
Yeah, androgynous.
Androgynous.
Yeah, androgynous. Anybody any idea what androgynous means?
Their features are from both sexes, or
both
male
genders.
and female.
Yeah, male, female, both
genders,
genders. Yeah. Okay. Indeterminate. Robots are androgynous quite often. Even if they're trying to make them look like one, a human, they often look androgynous. They don't, quite rightly, don't try to make them look like. Shouldn't try to make them look like females. Some aren't. Some are definitely being aimed at the female market. But androgynous is just you can't determine what gender something is or someone is. Can you think of any androgynous artists? There was one in particular who died last year, who was often described this way.
David Bowie, no?
Yeah, Bowie, that's it, well done. Not David Bowie, David Bowie, not Bowie. It's very
David
important. Yeah, David Bowie. It was often, and if you saw some of his artwork, the photos taken of him when you could see he was deliberately trying to get this androgynous look.
It's very trendy at the moment, that look.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay, Pratik, have you got mic yet? Have you managed to get mic? I saw some green wavy lines above your head. I think Pratik's got sound issues. Okay, never mind. Then back to Traum.
No, he's typing.
Oh, he's typing. There is some issue. Okay, Pratik. Sometimes it's connection. It can be a connection issue. Yeah, Michael Jackson. That's a good one, Shiny. Yeah, Michael Jackson tried this androgynous look, and a lot of artistic people do.
Prince.
Prints as well.
Was-
Yeah, yeah. Very good. I've just put Worth checking your router. Okay. Sometimes it is worth looking at your router, or make sure that your family's not downloading a Netflix. So Traum, if you'd like to just read the last one.
Ja. Tries to be humble, but deep down inside is really proud of their artwork.
Very good. Yeah, I love that, tries to be humble. So here we have an artist who's presenting his beautiful model. He considers beautiful model, a really nicely crafted model of Stonehenge. And he must be proud of his work. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? So imagine his horror when he gets a negative reaction, basically a complaint, and a very badly handled complaint at that. More of a personal attack. So to somebody with an artistic temperament, and in fact to anybody with any pride in their work, yeah, it's a bit of a slap in the face getting this complaint. I mean, how many hours might he have worked on this? So what would be a better way to complain about something that's disappointing you, that is not the way you expected it? I mean, would you just say, I'm really unhappy. This is not what I asked for. Okay, so I am really unhappy. This is not what I asked for. You could use that pretty much anywhere, couldn't you? It could describe this model. It could describe a plate of food that the waiter's brought to you. It could describe an order at work. But is it a good way of complaining? Traumwelt, take the mic. Traum?
Just dancing.
Traumwelt, stop dancing. Now there is another thing about dancing, and basically not doing any kind of animation. It can kill your bandwidth speed. Traum. Yes, there you are.
Better now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Sorry. Yes, I forgot to to switch on the mic.
Oh, good,
Sorry.
good. I thought you were
No,
crashing.
I want to say, shouldn't we assess the artist? I mean, I know a painter here in Austria. He lives here in the valley, and she told me recently she painted a picture for a customer, and then the customer come to her house, and this person didn't like the picture, and this person didn't want to pay for it. I mean, this can happen. And
I want to see the paint. I mean, if you don't like yeah.
It's not ended up in the way the customer wanted to get it. And the artist has something. An artist for me is a creator. He sees the world with different eyes, as maybe a mathematical also. And yeah, and when you order a sculpture or a picture, or in this case Stonehenge, and he made it different as you actually wanted, then it could get a problem. And how will you tell the artist that you don't like it, you won't pay it, yes. I think
that's a profound problem with art. Yeah, I mean, the artists portrayed, as you said, they see the world often through eyes slightly different than ours. And I always say to somebody, look, if you want a portrait that looks exactly like you, take a photograph.
Yeah.
uh, because art is subjective as well. I think the customer was very brave asking an artist to do anything. And when you do that, I think unless you've been really specific, then you take what you get. And as long as it's not just obviously...
And especially because...
Yeah, carry on.
And especially because every artist has a style. So if you know how that person paints, I mean, you can guess or you can bet, how the portrait will be,
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Unless you've been really specific, and that specificity. This is what I want, and I want it to look like this. It's like going to the hairdressers with a photograph of Audrey Hepburn and saying, I want to look like this. Rima, you were going to say something.
Yes, why not?
Yes, but there's... Okay, go on.
The hairdresser knows what you want.
You've done it, haven't you, Traum?
No, your friend. I have a friend.
It's like, what's wrong with doing that, Lynn? I used to do it when I was younger. I don't do it anymore. I don't look like Audrey Hepburn. I'm never going to look like Audrey Hepburn. My hair won't help me look like Audrey Hepburn. Rima, carry on.
Yes, as Monique said, style, but what if they just because they are artists, they can't change their style? They are not so strict in that they will spend all their life connected with one style. What if they suddenly change their style?
Well,
usually they have,
Yeah.
or maybe they have 2 or 3, and I think that's too much for an artist. But yeah, I mean, you can
Gosh, you're
guess,
strict.
if you, yeah.
You always
I
paint
know, yeah.
pointedly. You're not allowed to start
No,
painting.
No, but really, if you look at their some of the artists, they have like maybe through their lives they have painted a lot of things, but they sometimes get focused on maybe one style or 2 styles,
Okay, stop there.
So
Stop.
usually-
Stop. Focused.
Focus.
Thank you.
Okay. Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but it's I would never ask for a portrait or something like that. No way. No. I prefer a picture.
A photograph, yeah. Well, I mean,
Snapshot, yeah.
the great paintings in all the art galleries, the old art galleries of the world, they're just 18th, 17th, 16th century selfies. Basically.
I don't know if some of you watched The Crown. It's about Queen Elizabeth, and there is like one portrait, one painter famous at that time in Britain, and they had to do portrait of Winston Churchill, and it was like his expression or something like it. I don't know if you watched this TV show. It was really funny how what Churchill expected from this painter too. Okay.
There's that word again. Well done, Rima. Yeah, expectations. Your expectations. And you have to, if you're ordering anything, if you're asking for anything, you have to be very clear. If you've got something in your mind, this is what I want it to look like, you've got to be clear. So if you know that the artist has a certain style, look at their previous paintings. If you like what you see, say, yes, I'd like one that looks like this, but maybe to go with this room, this size, this medium, oil, watercolour, mixed media, whatever, so that you don't get a nasty surprise at the end. Imagine having your portrait done by Picasso.
Yeah.
Exactly, April. Wow. Do you know what? I hadn't read that. Honestly, I had not read that when I said that. April, yeah, exactly. What would you look like? Yeah. So, not I wonder how, just I wonder what I would look like if Picasso made or painted me or did a portrait of me. And that's amazing. Talk about having the same. So your nose would be on your forehead, your eyes would be, I don't know, the end of your fingers. And if you knew his style, that's what you would expect. Okay, and if you
But it's
wanted
also
something else, you'd go and you'd visit Renoir. Go on, Rima.
Yes, sorry, Lena. Because it's also, it's not that someone will like maybe street portraiters. Is that correct?
Street artists, yeah, these or
street
cartoonists,
artists.
yeah.
Maybe they, if you just sit on one chair and they will portrait you, it could be like a real. They can't be realistic, but in this TV show, this person, I hope that it is not spoiled, but it just
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler! No, it's just one small fragment. Like because this painter like spending time with him, like research like his way of life. It wasn't just that he pictured him, just that he just painted him exactly how his appearance was. He just spent time and about his feelings, because Churchill expected to be showed in the audience in public, like because he was a prime minister in Britain at that time, and he expected to be showed as a strong
statesman-like. Yeah.
Yes.
Statesman-like.
Yes.
But artists like to see behind that. Yeah, let's see behind the statesman. Let's see the vulnerable, uncertain character.
Yeah, exactly.
Which won't always go down well. Welcome back, April. April, you and I were thinking exactly along the same lines with the Picasso thing. That was so funny. But if you knew Picasso's style, then you shouldn't be surprised. However, an artist should also, especially if you're taking commission as an artist, by the way, it's soul-destroying, because you do then have to do what the customer says. They're paying. The customer is always right, you know. And the Queen is a very good example, Rima. I think one day they should do an exhibition in one of the big galleries in London, maybe, of portraits of the Queen that didn't get approved, because there are some brilliant ones. They're just awful. Okay, so next week we'll look at some of the simple rules of making a complaint, and we'll rewrite the text together of that complaint, how it could have been handled better. Okay, and then we'll play that together, how the guy could have said he was disappointed, and how the artist could have reacted, and maybe even at the beginning. We'll look at the very beginning when this idea was first put forward by these very artistically minded people, the rock band, how they conceived the idea, what should they have done afterwards. Okay, Marco, Rima, take the mic.
Okay, yes, because of this, like of this situation when this artist created this model, because he just asked, oh yes, you want it to be 18 inches and so on. But for me, this artist didn't ask or didn't feel the necessity to ask for more information. It wasn't weird for him to put this small model on the platform, on the, how to call it,
stage.
On the plateau.
On the stage.
Yeah,
yes. On the stage.
Yes, it is Ivan. Yes, and he didn't ask for more information for me. It has to be like that something that something is weird. Why don't you ask? It doesn't cost anything, because for me think that he was guilty.
It's the same. It's entirely the promoters' fault. In
Oh,
this
I think we're
case.
going to have an
Absolutely.
interesting conversation next
Yeah.
week. Oh, is it going to be next week? Yeah, Tuesday. I'm back Tuesday. Sorry, just to make you, in case you're not a avid viewer of the calendar, next Monday, this Friday and next Monday, I'm away for a long weekend. So celebrate my wedding
Yay.
anniversary. Yay! So I just hope it doesn't rain. It's saying it's going to rain. It's lovely at the moment. And I'm like, please stay, son. Please stay. But we will
Silver
see.
one or golden one? Or what is the other? A LED one.
What's he want?
A silver one, silver
No,
one,
no, no, not yet.
anniversary,
Not yet.
a golden one.
No, I'm not that old, April. I'm not into the golden one. The silver one, not yet. It's just a normal one, just an in-betweeny one. I can't remember actually which one it is. What should I be getting? I don't ever look at that and then go and look for something that's gold, silver, or diamond, or wood, or paper. I don't bother. I've already got the present anyway, so pull in a second slap. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered, honestly. The only reason I keep my age secret is it's nobody's business. Not because I'm particularly bothered about being the age I am. It's the
You
internet.
could be married very young, so
Exactly.
you can get silver one very soon.
Maybe if I'd been a child bride. No, it's just an in-betweeny one. When we have a big one, we'd have been away for longer than 2 days. Okay. On our big anniversaries, we tend to go away for a week or two. It's like big birthdays, we tend to go for away for 2 weeks or 3. So you can always work out how many big holidays I've had, and you can pretty much work out how old I am. Oh yes, they have to be celebrated especially. Anyway, just so you know. But yes, I should be back on Tuesday, and so we will carry on, and we will rewrite the script to try and make it more positive, more constructive, that somebody at least gets what they want at the end. Okay? So thank you so much for coming. And Pratik, I'm trying to find some help for you. I think it's your connection. Okay? And quite often what you can do for Second Life, you can do for OpenSim. Okay, so there is some help about routers and your ports for Second Life. Okay, and you can, let me just find it. And if you're using Wi-Fi, you have to be very careful. Okay, but you can use splitters and boosters, etc. So this might help you. I don't know. But maybe have a look and see if it helps. But setting up your router, getting it absolutely top-notch for these kind of sessions will also help other sessions in Skype, in Webinar Jam, etc. Because I always say if you can come here and join these sessions, you can pretty much do any session that we run. But you do have to make sure your hardware is set up optimally. Okay?
I think that we heard him at.
We heard him at the
said
beginning.
something.
Yeah, we did.
At
So
the
I
beginning,
I
yes.
know that he's got voice. He's got a white dot. But if you've got a wobbly connection, then that's probably why it keeps crashing. So you have to just tweak things to optimize them for this kind of setting. Okay. It does mean going into your router hardware, but it's good practice. You should do this. You should know how it works.
Okay.
Hey, Pratik!
Hey,
I
We
will
had
try.
you! You're back! Way!
Oh,
he's techie person.
Excellent. You keep tweaking. You keep tweaking. Next time we'll be able to have a whole conversation with you.
yeah. I think there was some problem in my laptop in preferences.
Yep. That's it. It can be the preferences. It can be the hardware. It's worth getting into your computer a little bit just to understand how these things work so that you can optimize them for this sort of, if you're going to do this sort of thing regularly, then get to learn where your settings are and how to adjust them and get the most out of your computer. Okay, but it's nice. It was lovely that you were here, and well done for your perseverance. I will send you the perseverance badge. Okay, you've just won a badge. Okay, everybody, I better go. I've got to walk the dog and go to the gym, and I'm on my own today because hubby's in London, so I've got it all to do myself. So I'll speak to you all in our next session, I'm sure. And any questions, just get in touch on the forum. Okay, bye. Bye, Troll.
Enjoy the spring weather.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, when I send you an offer to the group, it's just so, it's not necessary today, but in the future, if you want to come to a reading session or a drama session when we're in a different sim, you'll, one, need to be on my friend list to ask for a teleport, and two, be in the group list to find out where we are, because I send out group messages. So just accept the friendship offer and just accept the invitation to the group. Okay, so today we're going to carry on with our little play. Last week, can anybody remember what we discussed last week?
And now I'm confused, Lynn. Where have we learned bloody hell? Is it here or is it tomorrow? Or is it tomorrow?
Why are you asking, April? I saw a comment where somebody was saying, "You're swearing." Yeah, it's a difficult one, but some people get a pass because they've spent so much time in Australia. Okay, and I think it was actually, it might have been this session. It might have been probably the Wednesday session when we were talking about swearing and how people swear in Australia. Okay, and bloody hell is kind of very mild now in comparison with how it was dealt with in the past. In the past, it was considered a very strong swear word with it, and not to be said by polite people. But now it's just like a normal swear word, just a normal word, an everyday word. But there are words you don't want to say. Okay, April? Well, we're all adults, aren't we? You know, I don't approve of it. I wouldn't put it on the website. I wouldn't post it up as a thing because people might think it's inappropriate. But yeah, at the end of the day, they're only words. Okay, April? And remember, you can look at the recording if you want to be absolutely certain.
Because you said this morning about disappointed, so I think about disappointed. When we talk about disappointed, dissatisfied, it was about bloody hell, no? Or is it? Or am I wrong? I don't know anymore, Monique.
No, it was about disappointed and that feeling because of the Stonehenge, and from that particular event or unfortunately event, we started to talk about disappointment.
Your request is my demand. Your wish is my demand. Your request is my demand. No, it's actually your wish is my demand.
I'm not
your
the
wish
king.
is my command. No, that's what it is. Your wish is my command. Yeah, Traum. I've tried this, but sadly, even if your avatar is dances for like 10 hours, it doesn't actually come across into the real world. I'm sorry to tell you. So Tough Guy has indeed asked where I am. And Pratik. Is that Pratik from the website? Let's find out.
Lynn, is this what is this kind of dance?
Oh, April should answer that. April,
Irish.
can you hear me? Can you hear
Well
us?
done. You made it.
No.
Now,
Yes? I know you.
Well, she's got a white dot now. April, can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, I've got it
There you
now.
are. Rima has a question for you. Rima, ask your question again.
April, what kind of dance is it? Is this what we are playing right now?
Line dancing?
Live dancing.
Yeah, line dance.
Line or live?
Line.
Oh, okay.
Line.
Hi, Shiny. Hello, Pratik. Hi, tough guy.
What's that? I don't get it, sorry. I mean line, yeah, I mean, but...
Yeah, line dancing. That's what you dance in a line.
I think that you were asking about the rhythm or something like that.
No, the actual dance is line dancing because everybody dances in a line. Hello, tough guy. You found us. Hi, Shiny. Hello, Pratik. Nice to see you.
Okay, no, I was thinking about the movements, you know, maybe something in particular, but yeah.
Okay, Pratik, have you got my message? I'll explain why in a minute. Yay, thank you very much. Okay, accepted. Okay, we've had a bit of an issue. Somebody came to... I was just in Kitely doing what I sometimes do, and somebody came along and said they were somebody from the forum, and they weren't. Okay, because of course people can see your forum names, and it didn't last long. But what I'm doing now is when people first come from the forum, I just need them to confirm their email to me in a private message. It's not me being funny, it's just me being careful. Okay. So I hope, tough guy, you can hear us. Can we hear you?
Yes.
Excellent. Good. Pratik, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Yeah.
Hey, good
Hello.
stuff. Hello.
Thank you.
Welcome to Kitely. And Shiny in the corner. Can you hear us? Can we hear you? Oh, no Shiny. What's going on? Shiny. Oh, lag. Okay, you can hear us. Okay, just maybe try sitting or just standing. Don't move about. Okay. You can try speaking as well. Okay, I'm going to stand up now. I'm getting tired. Pratik, if you're wondering why everybody is dancing, if you sit on this platform, it automatically takes control of your avatar and animates it into a line dance. Okay? So it's quite funny. It can be fun. Yeah, there he goes. And automatically you know all the steps. It's fantastic. What do you think, April? If you were judging this as a competition, are they good?
Not really.
Hey, you're such a tough judge.
Really? I want to see you.
Really?
Oh dear, April, you're in trouble now.
I'm the expert, you know.
This is true. I have to bow to your expertise. I have no idea to judge such things. Pronunciation, yeah,
But we
okay.
have to correct.
You have to... Okay, so I've sent friendship and I'll send an offer of the group as well.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what we were talking about last week. Was we were talking about the feeling of disappointment, and what sort of things disappoint us. Sadly, I don't know if you've looked at the recording, but it didn't actually record my voice for all sorts of reasons. But I've checked today, and it is recording me and you. So it shouldn't be quite as one-sided as it was last week. That was so funny. I was like, what's going on? I still don't know what happened, but I figured it out. It happened at the end of the reading session on the Monday. And if you listen to last week's reading session, towards the end, suddenly people are reacting to something nobody can hear. So at some point my sound went and it was recording everybody but not me. But anyway, that's life. That is life. Okay, so when you're disappointed, we were talking about how you can react to disappointment. Now, we've got our little model of Stonehenge here, which proved to be somewhat of a disappointment. I think everybody will agree, having seen the original. But how do you react to such a huge disappointment? And are you right to be disappointed? Is it logical to be disappointed with it, considering what the artist said? Now, some of you haven't got the text, so let me find it for you. I think it's the band, isn't it? So we've got the band. Okay, so yeah, let me, Pratik, you haven't got the note card. Now, when I share a note card with you, okay, just accept it, okay, and then you can open it. There's 2 for this drama. Has anybody else not got the 2 note cards for the drama? There's the band Stonehenge and the band Stonehenge Part 2.
Yep.
You got it? Good. Anybody who hasn't got it, just type in the local chat. You haven't, tough guy. Okay. I'll send you a copy. You neither. Okay. I bet you've got more than one copy in your inventory now, but there you go. Everybody else got them both? Okay, so the promoter and the artist were speaking in the part 2, and the artist was presenting what the promoter thought was a scale model of what had been requested, a model of Stonehenge, until he realises that from what the artist is saying, when he reacts to, well, this is the piece, and the promoter goes, this is the piece? Yes. Are you telling me that this is it? This is the scenery? Have you ever been to Stonehenge? Which is a sarcastic question, of course. And of course the poor artist, well, yeah, this is what you asked for. This is the specifications. So how well handled was the promoter's complaint, do you think? Do you think he complained well? He says, this is insane. This isn't a piece of scenery, it's a toy.
It depends. Yeah, but it depends on. We don't see the order of the promoter. What did he ask the artist actually? He just gave them this small little maquette. Maquette, is that an English word? Maquette.
Model.
Model.
Yeah, this is a small. Okay. If you read the text, okay. The artist says, look, I was supposed to build it 18 inches high. This is what I was asked to build, 18 inches. Right here, it's specified 18 inches. I was given this napkin. Okay, so the artist is being quite defensive at this complaint and trying to say, well, look, this is what you asked for. You gave me a napkin with a design on it, and it said 18 inches high, and that's what he built. very nicely too. I think it's a lovely model.
Yeah, he's right. I think he's correct.
So how about the promoter? He goes, forget that, stuff the napkin. Stuff your napkin, stuff your proof. So how would you think he's dealing with the disappointment? How do you think he's coping, making this complaint? What could he do better, maybe?